Kodak Black's world just got a whole lot messier. The rapper has reportedly ended up in the hospital after overdoing it with some unhealthy habits, and Boosie is wasting no time cracking jokes about it. He's pulling out old receipts and reminding everyone that he called it long before it happened. And honestly, he's not lying. Kodak's been moving kind of off lately, and folks have noticed. Remember that viral clip of him eating fried chicken on the side of the road earlier this year? Yeah, that one had the internet going wild. But now everyone's asking, did Kodak really have a health scare, or is Boosie just using this to stir the pot again? Because if you know Boosie, you know he doesn't hold his tongue for nobody. He's loud, funny, and not afraid to clown somebody when the opportunity pops up. But here's the real kicker. This tension didn't just start overnight. Kodak made himself a target when he decided to speak up about Boosie's silence on that whole Young Thug situation. See, Young Thug's been facing a lot of public pressure after a certain interview clip hit the net, and fans were expecting Boosie to comment since he's usually the first to call things out. But when Boosie kept quiet, Kodak jumped in with his own take, and that's when things started getting spicy. So Kodak went off on Instagram posting, "Where the heck is Boosie at?" Fam was just the loudest one talking about this stuff, and now he's quiet. These dudes fake. That little post sent waves across social media, and Boosie wasn't having it. He hopped on IG Live right after and made it crystal clear that he'd speak up, but only when the timing was right. But Boosie didn't stop there. He took it straight to X, Twitter, and decided to school Kodak in front of the whole world. He wrote something like, "Kodak, believe me, when it's time to speak on a situation, I'm Ghost. I handle business, real business. You got to get paid to speak on certain things, not just run your mouth for free. And believe me, when that moment comes, I'll be ready." He even mentioned that he didn't have the energy to argue because he had way more serious things going on behind the scenes. Boosie also hinted that Kodak might still be salty about what he said before, back when Boosie clowned him for teaming up with Tekashi. Remember that? Yeah, that still stung. But here's where things really took a wild turn. Boosie straight up called Kodak an actor. He basically said Kodak was turning into a walking headline instead of focusing on his talent. Boosie posted, "You gonna be known for your antics before your music." Come on, man. Even the people behind the scenes see it. Fans couldn't believe it. Boosie fired back saying, "I don't want to go back and forth with you. Just get yourself together and take care of your health, man." But that was just the tip of the iceberg. According to people close to Boosie, he's still sitting on a bunch of private info about Kodak, and if Kodak decides to cross the line again, Boosie won't hesitate to spill more. Allegedly, that includes old reports from when Kodak had a health scare tied to his lifestyle choices. Boosie's been hinting that he's got receipts stacked like files, and fans know when Boosie says he's serious. He means it. This isn't even the first time Boosie's checked Kodak for his wild behavior. A few months back, that video of Kodak sitting right in the middle of the road eating chicken blew up online. It was strange and honestly had fans worried about his state of mind. The clip spread like wildfire with people dropping all kinds of comments. One fan wrote, "He really needs someone to guide him. Nobody's going to step in till it's too late." Another said, "Man, looks like he needs rest and real support, but folks just filming instead." And of course, Boosie couldn't resist jumping in on the discussion. He threw in his own 2 cents, cracking jokes about Kodak's behavior while also throwing a little shade his way. Boosie loves a good laugh, but deep down, fans could tell part of him might actually be worried too. But Boosie wasn't done yet. Not even close. After that clip blew up, he went live again and doubled down, calling out Kodak in front of thousands of viewers. He said something like, "You can't keep making a fool of yourself and expect people to take you serious. You got talent, lil bro, but you wasting it doing nonsense." That line hit hard, and fans instantly flooded the comments. Some agreed with Boosie's tough love. Others said he was just being petty for attention. Kodak, on the other hand, didn't take that lightly. Word on the street is that he started telling folks Boosie was just mad because Kodak's name was getting more traction online. People close to Kodak claimed he felt betrayed, like Boosie should have reached out privately instead of dragging him publicly. And honestly, that's what made this whole thing sting even more. A few insiders say Kodak's been trying to bounce back quietly, staying focused on music and keeping things positive. But Boosie's words keep haunting him because, let's be real, Boosie's one of those voices in hip-hop that always gets heard. Once he talks, blogs, and fans follow. Now everyone's wondering if these two can ever make peace again. Will Kodak reach out to squash it, or will Boosie keep pressing the gas? It's giving old school versus new school tension. Both of them built legacies in their own way, but egos and internet drama always seem to mess things up. And just when people thought it was finally calming down, boom. Boosie jumped back online with another wild comment that sent everyone spiraling again. He hinted that he still had plenty more to show, and fans instantly knew he was talking about Kodak. He didn't name drop directly, but everyone could read between the lines. It's like every time things start to fade, Boosie finds a way to stir the pot again, and folks eat it up every single time. Meanwhile, Kodak's been acting like none of it bothers him, posting pictures in the studio and flashing smiles like everything's good. But those close to him say he's low-key frustrated that Boosie won't let the past go. It's almost like Boosie's using Kodak's name to stay in the mix, and Kodak knows it. Still, he's been trying to take the high road, dropping new tracks, linking with producers, and focusing on keeping his energy clean. But social media loves chaos, and fans won't let this feud rest. Every time one of them sneezes online, the blogs go wild. People are even making memes, remixing clips from their live videos, and turning the whole thing into a running joke. Some fans say Boosie's just being protective of the culture, trying to keep younger artists in check. Others think he's crossing the line and needs to chill out. Whatever side you're on, one thing's clear. This back and forth between Boosie and Kodak has turned into a full-on internet saga. Now, let's talk about how deep this whole situation really runs. Behind the laughs and shade, there's some real tension between Boosie and Kodak. And it's not just about petty internet comments. These two once showed each other love, even collaborated a few times. But somewhere along the way, things went left. People in the industry say it started with small misunderstandings that grew into big egos clashing. And once those lives and tweets started flying, there was no turning back. Boosie's been hinting that he tried to look out for Kodak, almost like a big brother type of thing. But Kodak's energy lately screams, "I don't need your advice." And that's exactly what keeps the fire burning. Fans say they've noticed Kodak acting extra defensive anytime Boosie's name comes up, while Boosie can't seem to resist throwing in a slick comment whenever Kodak does something wild online. It's like they're trapped in this cycle of pride and pettiness that just won't end. But here's what's interesting. Some insiders claim that both of them actually miss the old days when things were cool. There's a lot of mutual respect buried under all the drama. If they could just sit down and talk, they might even squash it. But let's be real, that would take both of them dropping their pride, and right now, that doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. Boosie went online claiming he only wanted the best for Kodak and saying stuff like, "I just want to see him doing better, man." But anyone who watched that video could feel the sarcasm dripping through the screen. The tone, the smirk, the little side comments. Yeah, Boosie was definitely throwing shade while pretending to care. And knowing Boosie, if he clowned Kodak once, he's not scared to do it again. Especially after Kodak took things too far and threw disrespect his way. If Boosie really decides to air out everything he's holding, Kodak could end up in a serious mess that's hard to clean up. But here's the twist. Kodak isn't just sitting there taking it. He hopped on IG Live to clear the air, saying he was not in the hospital and definitely not doing anything unhealthy like Boosie suggested. He looked straight into the camera, saying people were spreading lies and that he's been focused on his craft. He even admitted he once tried something in the past, but said it's all behind him now. He's moved on and learned from it. Still, not everyone's convinced. Fans flooded the comments, saying he didn't look too convincing. One person wrote, "I really hope somebody around him steps up and helps him. He's one of my favorite rappers." Another fan chimed in saying, "A lot of that stuff people buy on the streets isn't even real. It's mixed with who knows what." And honestly, they weren't wrong. That comment hit hard because it brought attention to a real issue. People don't always know what they're getting into. And when it comes to Kodak, many fans just can't take his word at face value anymore because of his complicated past and unpredictable behavior. See, Kodak's been pretty open in his music before. During one of his freestyle sessions, he even dropped lines that hinted at some questionable choices. In his On the Radar freestyle, he spit "Youngin' man with a bad habit," which had fans side-eyeing immediately. Then, in another track, he rapped, "Did a lil demo, yeah, I tried it and I liked it." And people couldn't help but connect the dots. Those lyrics had the internet talking for weeks. Fans started to worry that Kodak was being too honest about his struggles in his songs, almost like a cry for help wrapped inside a catchy beat. And let's not forget, Kodak's had a few incidents in the past that added fuel to the fire. Remember that time he got caught up for supposedly carrying something questionable? It turned out to be a misunderstanding. He was actually holding prescribed medication. Still, the damage was already done in the public eye. What's wild is that Kodak's actually spoken out before about trying to live a better lifestyle. Back in 2024, he gave this heartfelt message to a youth football team in Florida, and it really showed a different side of him. He told the kids, "Say no to that stuff. It's too tempting. You'll like it, then it'll take over your life. Focus on school, stay on your grind, and play ball." He even dropped a few motivational gems about teamwork, saying, "You've got to have your education." That's how you learn about loyalty and brotherhood. Team means together everyone achieves more. Nobody's bigger than the team. That speech actually got a lot of praise because people saw Kodak genuinely trying to be a positive example, and that wasn't the only time he showed growth. In another interview, he spoke about his song Super Gremlin and how performing it didn't sit right with him anymore. He said, "I'm about to stop performing Super Gremlin, period. I hate that little song now. I'm sober for the most part, like Batman. I used to feel like I couldn't go a day without something, but now I can. I can go 2-3 days easy. That's motivation. If the Gremlin can do it, y'all can too." Fans were proud to see that kind of maturity from him. It felt like he was finally turning a corner. But here's where things took a strange twist. Despite all those positive words, Kodak's recent actions haven't really matched up with the messages he's been preaching. And that's where things start to get real. Kodak's message about staying clean sounded powerful. But when the cameras turned off, his actions started telling a different story. Fans who once cheered him on began questioning if he was truly walking the talk. It's like watching someone battle between two worlds, the person trying to change and the one still haunted by old habits. Boosie, on the other hand, has made it clear that he's watching everything unfold like a referee with a whistle in hand. He's been teasing more truths and throwing little shots online, hinting that Kodak's public image doesn't match who he really is behind closed doors. And that's what keeps people glued to their screens. Every time Boosie posts something, fans think, "Oh no, he's about to spill again." But maybe, just maybe, there's a lesson in all this chaos. Both men came up from tough beginnings, made it big, and faced their own challenges. Yet now, instead of lifting each other up, they're trading shade and subtle jabs online for millions to see. It's entertaining, sure, but it's also kind of sad, because under all the jokes, you can tell there's some hurt and pride mixed in there too. Still, social media's eating it up. Every clip, every comment, every accidental live gets reposted within minutes. Whether you believe Boosie's exposing the truth or think Kodak's unfairly targeted, this feud has taken on a life of its own. Even after all his promises, Kodak's struggle to stay consistent has been obvious to fans. Just last year, during an Instagram live at a football game, he read a comment that said, "I love when Kodak's sober." And instead of taking it as love, he snapped. He went off saying he was too young to be living a boring life and that he just wanted to enjoy himself. That moment really showed where his head was at. Still battling between fun and focus, still trying to figure himself out. So looking at everything we've seen, the posts, the lives, the freestyles, and even the shade from Boosie, it's starting to look like Boosie might have been telling the truth all along. Maybe Kodak did end up in the hospital after pushing his limits too far. If that's the case, then it's a big reminder of how quickly things can spiral when you don't take care of yourself, especially under the spotlight. No matter whose side you're on, one thing's clear. Something deep is going on with Kodak. He's fighting his own inner battles, and if he doesn't slow down, he could lose everything he's worked for. Fans aren't laughing anymore. They're genuinely worried. But hey, we're not giving up on him just yet. Let's hope this serves as a real wake-up call, not just another headline. What do you think? Can Kodak really turn things around this time, or has the fame already taken its toll. Drop your thoughts below, smash that like, share, and subscribe, and stick around to see what's next in our hood.